How might one go about getting all of the brake parts off of the Frost Escalation boss Urska in one single run? Well, that's the question we'll be tackling today. Hello everyone, my name is Trevor, I go by TheMrTrails, and welcome to the channel. When you've grinded up the ladder in Frost Escalation to fight the boss Urska, one of the main things that you will notice is that the parts have a lot of HP. During a whole 7 hours and 15 minutes grinding session of getting to level 25 for the Escalation, the most amount of parts my team ever ended up breaking was 3. After getting to level 25, I had been only able to craft 2 weapons, since the part breaks were kind of hard to come by. So on Friday, I decided that it was time to grind out and see how to go about breaking parts. To make all of the weapons, you need 105 of the limb breaks, the broken forepaws, and you need 42 of the head breaks, the saber fang. And to make the armors, you'll need 12 more broken forepaws and 8 of the tail breaks, the glacial tail spur. So we need 117 limbs, 42 heads, and 8 tails total, which doesn't sound like it's the worst grind imaginable, and you have to think that it's got 4 limb breaks per round, right? Remember though how I said these parts have a lot of HP. According to the early figures that we have for all of the part health of the parts, the head has 40,000 part health, the claws have 60,000 part health each, and the tail has 65,000 part health when playing solo. Urska seems to have around 130,000 HP, and without any part damage bonuses, you'll likely only break 2 parts per run. It's already been confirmed that the part damage of the tail is going to be reduced in a future patch, but that doesn't help those of you completionists who don't like seeing that something isn't done yet. So how would we go about breaking more parts? Well, the easy answer is to reduce our core damage and increase our part damage, which is done by using sharpened and bladestorm cells, sharpened being the better of the two. And the best source of increasing part damage is on repeaters, in the form of the marksman chamber. With the marksman chamber, the player who shoots it gains 80% part damage versus the part that is marked when repeaters are empowered. A nice thing about the marksman chamber is that the part damage multiplies with other part damage bonuses. So my build for this task is going to be 6 Catalyst, 6 Cunning, 6 Rage, 6 Sharpened, 3 Discipline, 3 Sprinter, 3 Wild Frenzy on my repeaters while using the Avatar of Destruction. While using a scuffed variation of this build in solos, I was able to get all 4 claw breaks in one run while not taking any damage from Urska. But we can do better than that. I joined up with Espresso after and we were playing around with how to get the most part from Urska at the end. He was playing with Wounding Chain Blades with the Avatar of Subtlety, and some changes were made, like using Acidic +1 so that he'd still be able to deal part damage after the wound. Eventually, we just ended up deciding that I should just solo Urska at the end while we duo. Espresso would still run wounding builds to give me the extra damage from the aspect of the scout passive. And on the second run of this is when the final piece of this puzzle came together. Unfortunately, currently to be able to break off every part of Urska in a single fight, it relies on RNG. You need to have this marksman chamber with sharpened 6 repeaters build, and you need to be able to get Linnea's boon of the Warden Scout, the boon with the weak spot. Because the extra part damage from the marksman chamber multiplies with other part damage bonuses, the weak spot makes it enough to get every part off. The weak spot will never apply to the tail for some reason it seems, but getting it on the head and all 4 limbs is enough to allow you to barely squeeze out the tail break. The fight kind of looks like this. You jump in, use your marksman chamber where the first weak spot appears, break that part, and then you wait. After waiting for a bit, you will get another weak spot, and you repeat the process. Marksman chamber on the weak spot, break the part, and wait. You repeat this process until all of the limbs and the face are broken, and then work on the tail. For best results, you want to make sure that you're only hitting parts when there's a marksman chamber on them, and preferably when the weak spot is on there too. Otherwise, just start running around the arena and keeping an eye on your frostbite meter hanging out around the braziers when necessary. I will now play the all parts broken run for you, and just a warning to you, this is definitely not my cleanest run of Dauntless. It took me about 5 minutes to do, and the bulk of the reason why being trying to break the tail at the end. So there you have it, that was me breaking all 6 parts off of Urska in a single fight. This process could be made faster by disregarding avatars and just playing 4 players running this exact build, each focusing their own parts. The tail breaks would come a little bit easier if you have like 1 or 2 axe players as well, but the point of this video wasn't exactly to min-max the efficiency of breaking all of the parts. The point of this video was to show that it is at the very least possible to break all of the parts off of Urska before killing it. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed or found this video helpful, consider leaving a like on the video. And if you enjoy Dauntless content and are not subscribed already, consider subscribing to the channel. Here I post Dauntless content every week. And to stay up to date with my content on both YouTube and Twitch in the best way possible, join the Discord server in the description. I manually make a post whenever I upload a video or start up a hangout. I've been Trevor, I go by TheMrTrails, and I will catch you guys next time.